Went down to the Bootsale with Dom yesterday. Got a couple of bargains and a couple of quite crap deals actually. First one, we got this pair of speakers. It was 96p for those. They're Technics ones, so I presume they're at least average. Not going to be terrible. Got this Pioneer dual CD player. That was free. The bloke on the stand just gave it to us because he wanted to get home. And this realistic little integrated amplifier. That was 50p. And it all works. The amplifier's pretty bad quality. Few SLAs that have been sitting about. I've been meaning to take them down to the dump for a while because you can't just chuck them in the bin with the lead in them. Might even get a couple of pence for them if we take them to the scrappy just for the lead in them. But yeah, I think they're knackered. At least these two are completely gone, and these two might just take a charge, so I'm going to give them a try in a minute when this little one's done charging up. And there's this one here, which has got a bit of a story behind it. Now I found this back UPS CS650 made by APC. That was at the Bootsale. There was a bloke selling quite a lot of bits that I think he must have got from offices that had perhaps closed down, so he picked them up cheap, but he wanted a tenner for that, so I thought it was a steal at that and got it. Got it home. That battery you just saw that came out of it, that was absolutely knackered. That had 3 volts in it, so I don't think that will take a charge again, but I will give it a try. Came with the box and everything. Got all the connectors for one outlet. The phone cable has got a little surge protector for the phone. That's the box. It was made in when was it made? 23rd of the 8th, 2010. So it's only 2 years old. You'd think it would be fine. But I've had it plugged in all night. Just get a bit of a view of the back of it, can we? There we go. Yeah, you've got the surge protectors there for the phone. There's a little trip switch. The data port that will connect to a computer, so it will shut the computer down and hopefully save your work before the battery backup runs out. They're all UPS outlets, and that's just a standard surge protected outlet. And the power goes in there. But unfortunately, you press the button and nothing happens, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to see if I can get it fired up again soon, but I might just pop it open actually now. Thought I'd test the outlets on the back just for argument's sake. Obviously the bottom one's just surge protected, so that's always live when it's plugged in. Got 240, 246 coming out of that. That one we've got nothing. That one we've got nothing. And that one we've got nothing. Unfortunately, it's not a pure sine wave one, it's a modified sine wave, which is a bit of a shame. But that's the battery in there, it's just a 7 amp hour SLA. So I'll take that out and pop the case off to have a look inside. Well, the charger in the battery definitely works. It's gone up to 13.5 volts. This battery was about 12 when I put it in there. It's just one of those ones we got from the alarm company. So, got a £10 battery charger at the moment, unless I can fix it up. There you go. The whole thing is held together by just these 2 screws. You can lift the front panel off. I'll have a look at that. You can see those 3 outlets are just bridged together, and that one is just run through that surge protector trip switch thing. This thing here. That runs the entire UPS and just this socket on its own, so that one's not protected if there's a power cut. And that's the little surge protector for the phone sockets. I'll try and pop this open as well. Got the 2 battery wires that just come to this PCB. There's a very big transformer in there though. That'll be nice. else is on there? Transistors there with aluminium heat sinks on them. That'll be for the inverter. Little relay there. Now, I'm not sure whether this is a UPS or I think there's other ones that are called APS, which will just switch over. They'll physically switch from the mains to the battery backup when there's power failure, so you get a little delay between it. I'm not sure whether this one is always running off the inverter or whether it's a switched one. Looking at that relay, I'm going to assume it's a switched one. Unfortunately, there's not sort of a separate inverter module on here, which is what I was hoping for, because it might have made it a bit easier to diagnose. The PCB for the front panel is just connected by a bit of ribbon cable, so that might be the first bit to take a look at, because that's where the button's connected. I'll just make sure we've got a connection at both ends of that ribbon cable, make sure anything broken through. There's two 40 amp blade fuses there, soldered straight onto the PCB. I've tested both of those, they're fine. I can't really think of anything immediately to test on this. It'll just be a case of going around all the components until I find something that's faulty, which will be quite difficult because, as you can see, there's quite a lot of ICs in here. It's a fairly intelligent UPS. Well, I've taken the board out and I can't see anything evidently wrong with it at all. It all looks in fairly good nick, to be honest. It's only 2 years old and it looks 2 years old to me. Now, I think how this works is it'll, well, it's a bit cleverer than this, but the basics are it'll take the 12 volts from the battery. It'll be switched using these 4 MOSFETs. And then that'll come down these the red and black, quite thick wires into this transformer. And then you'll get the output along these black and white wires here. It goes to that socket. This is inverter on the board. And I'm not really sure what these brown and blue ones are that go into the transformer. I suppose what they could be is they could it's going to be a 1:20 ratio transformer to go from 12 to 240. So obviously you've got 240 coming out there, 12 going in there, and you might have 240 from the mains going in there. That'll just be a 1:1 ratio with the output. I don't know. It could be something completely different. In all honesty, it could actually be for a thermal sensor, so it doesn't overheat. They're quite thick wires. I doubt they are for a thermal sensor. They're the same thickness as the inverter output wire. As far as charging the battery goes, I'm not really sure how that's done either. There's another small transformer here, which could take the 240 down to 12 just to trickle charge that battery and top it off, but it doesn't look very meaty. There's another IC there. What's that one? K2608. I'll find out what that is online in a sec. And the relay's a 12 volt coil. So there's obviously a bit of intelligence. That's probably switched by an IC somewhere, so that'll know when to switch over. So yeah, when you plug it in and turn it on and off, you don't even hear the relay clicking. You get a bit of a buzz, which I presume is just the battery charger. And you don't get an output. This little buzzer doesn't go off. You don't get any lights on the front. So I'm a bit stuck at the moment. So if anyone knows what could be wrong with it, or got any tips for diagnosing UPSs, I would much appreciate that. Well, I've saved the best till last. This is our payload for our high altitude balloon we're planning on doing soon. Done a lot of research into it, a lot of work. I'll show you some of the other bits in a minute that are going to go with it. But yeah, this is the PCB I've made. It is quite small. I can't see anything to compare it to. Compare it in size to this business card. If it wasn't for the bit I put on here just to do some stress relief on the cable, it would be about half the size of a business card. Weighs next to nothing. And I think it's actually one of the tidiest PCBs I've ever done. The pads I did make a bit too small. When I drilled them out, there wasn't much left of them to solder to, so the solder's all a bit messy on it. Here I've put on a programming header, because this is going to have a 80 mega in it, running the Arduino bootloader. Some breakouts for analog pins, for if we want an analog input on it. The antenna over there on the left hand side. And what we'd have, you'd have the antenna connected there. the 80 mega in there. That's a voltage regulator, status LED. That little network of resistors there controls the shift, etc. of the NTX2 transmitter, which goes in these sockets here. It's quite a long one, it goes all the way up there. And on this header here you connect the GPS module. It's a U-Block 6 GPS. I'm still waiting on the 80 mega to get delivered, and the 16 megahertz crystal. I don't have one of those lying about. So yeah, I've got to drill some of these holes out a bit bigger to get some of this header in the top, because the holes are a bit too small for that at the moment. So I'll take that back outside and drill that out later. Now, I drilled out the holes in that PCB using my Dremel press that I made for my final year 3D design technology A level. It's not amazing, but it's certainly better than the other drill press I've got, especially for doing PCBs. Little rack and pinion mechanism, dovetail slider. This is all made from cast aluminium. Nice thing on the base there as well. The arc-shaped arm that holds it all. Now, these parts were 3D printed on my printer. This is the circuit set up on a bit of breadboard. Just for testing it, I'm using the Arduino Nano U-Block 6 GPS. That's got a built-in voltage converter, so it works with the Arduino. I bought those from UPU's online store. Quite popular with the HAB people. It's very good customer support. He gave me a lot of help, especially with the coding for this, which is much appreciated. That's the Radiometrics NTX2 transmitter. It's 434.650 megahertz. You've got the resistors there for setting the shift, etc. At the moment I'm just using this bit of telephone cable as an antenna until I get something proper sorted. But the range has been fairly good. I've just tested it down the end of the garden, things like that. It takes quite a while to get a GPS fix indoors, so it's not very good for testing indoors. Now, as far as receiving goes, I've got this thing. It's absolutely terrible, no other way to put it. So there's absolutely no point in trying to receive radio teletype data with that, because all you can hear, you can hear there's an output. You can hear it sort of beeping away, but it's no use connecting that to the computer. So I've got this easy cap. You can use the chip in that as a software-defined radio, and it actually works quite well. I've had good results from this already. It's got a TV antenna connected in there, and for an antenna for the time being, I'm just using this bit of coax, which I've stripped the top bit out of. That just sticks out the window on this pole for testing. 17.2 centimeters long, so that's the right length to pick up 434 megahertz. Yeah, I've had good results from that. It'll be nice to get this all on that little PCB wherever it's gone. Obviously a big reduction in size, and I'm using one of the 80 megas from the standard Arduino. This one here. So it's one of those chips. I'll go on my board. NTX2 goes down this side, and the GPS will go in this header here. So yeah, it'll be nice to get all that done. Hopefully the rest of the parts will turn up tomorrow. I'll do a little video testing it. I might do a video testing this in a minute as well, actually. This is the SDR software. It's fairly easy to use, actually. I'm surprised by that. You just got to select what chip you're using here, put your frequency in, and select the modulation. So you've got WFM, so you can get things like Radio 1. I'm just playing now just to test it out, and we use USB for the tracker. Alright, so I'll pop that there. There you go, and you can hear that RTTY data. Just about there. I should be able to open up. DLFL Digi. Okay, we've still got the SDR running. We're using the stereo mix to take the speaker output and put that into a sort of a virtual input. And turn the volume up, that's what I haven't done. You can see down here, you get what's called the waterfall. There we go, and easy as that, we're getting our RTTY data out. So that's broadcasting the call sign, longitude, latitude, altitude and the time. Got a couple of other bits at the boot sale. I got a Philips DVD-ROM drive a while ago. It was a rewriter actually, the one I got. And that was £2 at the boot sale, which I thought was a brilliant deal. I don't know how much they are in PC world, they're probably 20 or 30 quid. But this one was an even better deal, 50p. Works perfectly, came with all the cables. Because they use a funny sort of PS2 style connector, it's not really a PS2. With the power input and USB type B. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. One of the bad deals we got, apart from the UPS that doesn't seem to work, is this audio amplifier. It's a Kenwood KAC something or other. We threw the case away because it didn't bloody work. But yeah, this is terrible. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. We might just hook it up to a load of batteries and blow the capacitors up on it, or we might try and fix it. Depends how I'm feeling. I've ordered a mini amplifier from eBay because we're going to try and build that into the speakers. Dom's already had a go at building a car amplifier into some speakers, put an SLA in the other speaker, so they make quite good portable sound. He's done his other video about that, but that was before he's built them inside the case of the speaker, which is quite nice.